A very warm welcome evening to you. My name is Peter Subi, aka Ramsey, aka Subi the Boy. So, in our today's discussion with Titus Mudhami Mikwa concerning the issue of drought that has been affecting the people of Turkana region, we shared out our views and we shared out our comments and concern concerning this issue of drought that has been affecting the people in Turkana region. Remember, in this country right now, we are undergoing a food crisis, which has been a problem that we are trying as much as possible. Even the government and the non-governmental organizations, they are trying as much as possible to curb these menace of food insecurity in this country. So in our discussion today, we are trying to discuss what are the issues that might be done, or what are the things that we might do so that we can solve this issue of food insecurity in our country. So joining me live is one and only Titus Mudhami Mikwa, who is sharing with us his report or his comments concerning this issue of drought. A very warm welcome morning to you. My name is Peter Subi, and today I am being joined with my great friend Titus Mudhami Mikwa, and we are going to share our talk on and our views concerning this issue of drought that has been affecting the people of Turkana region. So right about now, I'll just give Titus a chance maybe to give us his opening remarks as we are going to proceed with our discussion. So good morning, Titus.
Good morning to you, Subi.
Yeah, so tell us now. Give us your remarks now, or your opening remarks for this discussion.
Concerning the drought,
poverty.
Let me say like this, we are the problem, that means can also be the solution. We are the one who has caused all this. God is so faithful. We have destroyed the environment. That's now we are reaping the fruits. It's unless we acknowledge that we are the problem, that we can only solve it. Yes.
Wow. Like he has tell us, climate changes has been the issue that has been affecting the issue of drought in those places. So recently you received some news, I believe so, from Turkana region about the people who have been suffering. They have even retired to their bed without something in their stomach. And this issue, it doesn't mean that it cannot be solved. We have seen the NGOs who have been trying as much as possible to give these people some relief food so that they can cope with this menace of drought and hunger in these places. And my point, I think one of the causes might be due to poverty, because I believe if people might be having some money, they might be in a position to purchase food, but because poverty has been one of the major causes, and people maybe at some point they might lack money to purchase food, definitely these people, they end up not even having the chance of buying food in the supermarket. So maybe Titus, can you tell us now, what is your point, what is your view concerning this issue of drought and hunger that has been affecting the people of Turkana region?
Yes, food security is among the sustainable development goals according to the Paris Agreement that was signed in 2015. Yes, and it is unless the government chips in. A country like Israel is a dry country, but they export fruit. What is their secret? They have invested in building dams. It is so unfortunate that during rainy seasons, we complain of floods that is destroying the people of Turkana. When it is dry again, people are complaining of food. There is no food, there is no water. What is the problem? We should harvest the rainwater. We focus on irrigation. Let us forget about rain for fair and agriculture. It is past the time. We cannot afford to continue losing our generation. So it is the only problem we have. It is we have not leaders who have that passion to rescue generation, to impact society. Because people who are poor, people who are not fed in their stomach, it is impossible to rule them. You cannot rule people who are not secure in the stomach. Nothing can happen. There is no production. There is no investment. So the best way that can be done, we build enough dams, we harvest rainwater, we build water pans, so that during drought we can have to do irrigation. We have so many lakes, freshwater lakes like Lake Victoria. With the passion of leadership and leaders who are interested, they can pump that water to areas like Turkana. We build tanks for them, water pans, then they have enough water. That's the best that can be done. That's the best that can be done in our society to ensure that we have sustainable food security in the country.
Wow. He has even reminded me concerning the issue of Israel. You remember very well, I gave you a documentary concerning the statistics about how Israel normally operates. We know that Israel has been having some improved agricultural techniques of which they have been using it. And according to the statistics, 29% of Israel supports farming, but the rest of the land does not even support farming because the soil is not good for farming. But these people, they have applied some improved agricultural techniques, and surprisingly you can find that Israel is supplying at least 16% of its agricultural produce to the rest parts of the world. Can you imagine such a point? Kenya, here we have 40% of the land that supports agriculture, but we end up even not having enough food to support ourselves. We depend from other countries, while we can be the one who are supposed to be raising food and even having surplus, and then we issue this food to the rest of the people. I can give you a simple statistics. When you don't have food in your stomach, even your mind cannot even concentrate. Remember very well, people who have food in their houses, they even start thinking of investment. Can you imagine a situation whereby you don't have even a single grain of rice in your house and you're expected to survive? You'll not even think of the issue of development. So my point is, the one I can add on that is that the economy of this country has been a major cause to the issue concerning the food insecurity in the country. Right now, the maize flour, we are purchasing it at over 200 shillings, something that has never been in Kenya for the last decades. I remember very well, previously, I used to buy a bread when I was young with 20 shillings, and that bread was big enough for me to share with my family. Right now, even a single bread, the cheap one goes with around 30 shillings, and the other one which goes at around 60 shillings. And this thing, it is because we ourselves, we have been the cause of this problem, and we are going to solve this problem. I believe when you are going to share this video and maybe inspire some people, we are going to transform the country. So Twitter, maybe give us your another remark concerning the issue of drought and hunger that has been affecting the places of Turkana region. And most likely, we hear that there's a country that striked because of food insecurity and because of the climate change. So tell us, Titans, what is your point?
Yes, what we are witnessing is the impacts and the effect of climate change. Currently, we have a COP27 in Egypt. We are discussing what should be done in our country, but it is unless ourselves as citizens, we acknowledge that we are the problem. We are the one who has caused this one. Yes, it is only the way we can be able to strive and wake up and go and rescue our environment, because it is only a food that believes rainfall comes from above. Rain comes from the ground, so that there's no water, there's no vegetation. People cut trees to burn charcoal. They have destroyed everything. That is why the certification is approaching to our country. So the best way that can be done, we can embrace the Japanese way. Japan is a very small country, but they have 6,000 dams that can hold enough water to sustain their country. But what are we doing in our country, Kenya? Just complaining, talking about this one. Nobody is likely to win the challenge. That is why we are continuing suffering. And the poverty is the major. The poverty is the one that has caused all these things. You are unable to get money. Then you think when you cut tree and burn charcoal, you will have enough money. But let me give you a warning. When you cut that tree, nothing else. You know have any other tree to cut. You are making that is adding salt into the wood. You are making it worse, and the poverty will continue going into the deeper in the roots in the society, and it will be a big challenge, and the menace will be complicated. And the near future, in case we don't address this one today, there will be even no planet, nowhere to survive. So it is better we acknowledge this one. We invest in harvesting rainwater so that we can have a sustainable irrigation in our country. We have sustainable good food production in our country, so that we are guaranteed of our productivity and population, that the investment and innovation is guaranteed. But as long as there's no food in the country, be aware, be sure there will be no investment, no innovation. We shall just be continuing lagging behind. Yes, I challenge the leaders to take the baton and rescue the society.
Wow. He has even reminded me again. I don't know how this conversation is going to end, surely, because we are having a lot of points to say about. He has even reminded me about the issue of growing trees. Remember, climate is the weather change of a place in a period between 30 to 35 years. And you can change this climate of a place if you alter anything that has been in that place. For example, he has talked about the issue of cutting trees. Remember that trees has been trees, they help as much as possible in bringing the rains. Remember recently the forest encroachment, the Mao forest, people have been encroaching in those places and cutting down trees. Remember, if we start today by even planting a single tree, each one of us, maybe for me myself, I'll start by planting a single tree. You yourself starting by planting another tree. And definitely we are going to change the climate of a place, because this climate, because we are encroaching the forest, the development that we are doing in our country has been affecting the issue of the climate of this place. So if we stop doing this thing and start investing on the growing of trees and doing things that will help in raising the agriculture, Turkana is not a place that it cannot be managed. We have been hearing cases of floods in Turkana, surely, and right now we are hearing cases of drought. This issue of drought and floods is attacking Turkana in both ends, and we can solve this issue if we start by harvesting this rainwater when the rain is too much. And another point, we can also use this rainwater during the dry season, and we start by growing food in those places. I saw there was a guy who was being aired on TV maybe some years back. I saw that guy in television. That guy was trying to do agriculture in Turkana, and it was working very perfectly. Even if there is no soil there, we can even tell the government to carry soil and take soil to that place. But I believe soil is there. Even people are growing things on sacks, and even in some vessels that can support even a plant to grow. So this issue of hunger is not an issue that cannot be solved. It is an issue that can be solved, and we can live in a very peaceful country. So Titus, maybe give us your final remarks concerning this issue of drought as we are winding up our conversation for today.
Yes, drought, we have agreed it is an impact of climate change. That means it is unless now we should be thinking of now solutions. What should we do? Because the drought is here with us. More than half of our counties are suffering from long droughts, lack of rainfall, insufficient rainfall. What should be done? What should be done? Number one, people should embrace what I call construction of water pans. Yes, it is the cheapest, and that may cost billions of money. But in case we have water pans that we shall harvest rainwater, then because the pans can hold water for 4 to 6 years. That means we can be able to have irrigation farming as we await for the rain to come, so that we can be able to produce food. Otherwise, it is impossible. You cannot address drought without addressing the major driver, which is water. It's unless we find water. The government should invest in drilling boreholes so that people can get enough water. We should have also do what we call climate literacy, because in the book of in the Bible, God says, "My people perish due to lack of knowledge." They are not aware of these things, that they are major causes. We take care of the water catchment areas so that we can be able to attract rainfall. We make sure that we invest in building, in taking care of spending water sparingly, so that we can address this situation of drought. Otherwise, it will be impossible to have a progressive nation as long as food security is not guaranteed. I submit. Thank you.
Wow. I'm even having another point. I don't know even should I say it. Recently, you saw the news concerning those 2 children who ate chameleons for lunch. Just imagine a chameleon. In fact, that issue has been even paining my heart so much. You find that we have people here in our country striking, they want salary increment, and somebody somewhere there does not even have a single grain of rice to put in his stomach. These kids, their mother gave them some potatoes to eat for lunch, but because these kids, they saw that this potato is not enough for us, so they took chameleons on a fence, they skinned that chameleon, and they slaughtered it and then cooked it for lunch. Surely, can you even handle a chameleon? Can you even see a chameleon twice? I believe you cannot even do that. So this issue of drought and hunger, and it is the issue that the government should try as much as possible to solve it. We should ensure that we have food security in this country, so that maybe in future we will avoid such issue of maybe drought and hunger in this country. Food security should be the key. I'm emphasizing on that, because whenever you are satisfied, even you yourself, if you are satisfied in your house, you start even thinking about how you can use that excess money to do some other activities, like even expanding your compound, doing some other activities, maybe to invest in business. But because you don't have food in your stomach, definitely you will not even think of how you can invest in something. The money you have for a day, you just use it to spend on food, and then you even start working on negatives. So this issue should be addressed with a lot of firmness. And I believe that is enough that I have for today. I have many to talk about. I have a lot of things to talk about. Because of time, I'll just hand this mic to the studio. Thank you so much for viewing this video, and thank you so much, Titus, for sharing with us some wonderful ideas, some wonderful advices. And I believe you, as my listeners out there, maybe you are going to implement this issue and maybe share these views with other people in the country. Thank you so much, Titus.
Thank you. Nature is so unforgiving. In case you treat it right, it will give you good fruits. In case you misbehave and cut trees, it will reciprocate the same. Otherwise, thank you.
Thank you so much.